What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Reviews, we're going to take a look at the next in the Build Fighters line, and it is the Hgbd Gym 3 Beammaster, and this is Yuki's mobile suit. And of course, that would be our main hero's best friend and partner in all the GB goodness that they're doing. Of course, this thing is based off the original Gym 3 kit, so may or may not be good. We'll see. Of course, you got the HG Build Divers thing here. You got the Build Divers logo there. Great shot of the gym doing its thing. You got its big old changeling rifles shooting off over here. Great little battle scene going on in the background. I always dig this little logo. I need to snag that. And then, of course, you got Bandai logo down there. Bandai 2018, because, you know, it was made in 2018. And yay for light reflection. Woo! And if we come to the bottom, we got the model's characteristically massive, proportioned, wide range of joints motions allow realistic action poses. Sure it is. And you got beam rifle, missile pod, large missile launcher, weird leg thingies. Various weapons are included. Good, okay. And you got a head unit that has stuff. And you got changeling rifle, yay for that. And you're going to go on a stand. And you got changeling rifle. Yeah, we saw that up. Various, okay. And hey, look, other stuff. And you come to the side, you got Build Divers, number two in the line. You got Gym 3 Beammaster, BandaiHobby.net. And you got obligatory rear and front shot going on right there, and a very nice orangey looking suit. And you've got the read up right there. If you actually want to read it, go ahead and pause it for a second. And of course, you got the introduction to the actual series. You got don't stick a Gym 3 in your 3-year-old's face. Maybe it's don't stick your 3-year-old in the Gym 3's face. Who knows? Alright, you got a little guy with a polybag. 1,800 yen right there. 0 to 3-year-olds will probably likely cry. And the illustration is by Koma. Background image is by Saito Yoshinobu. That's sort of the deal with this thing. And of course, new gym. Still upside down. Because it's what we do. Alright, so no build montage for this one, guys, but we're going to go ahead and get right to the little orange nightmare that it is. Alright, guys, so here we have this orangey looking gym out here, and aren't you glad I didn't say gym again? Bad joke, okay, I'm sorry. Apologies. But he's looking okay. I'm going to say right off the bat, this guy is probably my least favorite build so far. Mind you, I've only done 3. But, yeah. The Gym 3 probably is not the best starter kit. And I'll go over all the problems with it as I go. But it does require a little bit of painting. Not that big a deal. And might require a little bit of custom stickery if you're actually up for it. But let me get the diver gear out of the way here. And, well, basically what you get here, as we looked at the unboxing, is a whole lot of orange stuff, a little bit of brown stuff, and some yellow stuff. And for the most part, all of the orange and even on the yellow all got panel lined in brown, which actually does work out pretty well. Now, they don't give you stickers for it, but the missile pods back here needed to be painted to look pretty decent. Just got in there with my favorite dark gray ever and then cleaned up the excess. Now, you can see here the foil sticker. My lamps are a little bit too high. Hold on. You can see some foil sticker action going on in here on the chest. However, up here on the actual missile pods, you get these 2 little camera things, but they don't give you stickers, but you do get quite a bit of foil sheet. So I actually cut little tiny bits of extra foil to go right in there, just a little added detail. And yeah, you guys can do that really fairly easily. It does come with stickers for a lot of other things, like covering up these knee thingies right here, but I just went ahead and painted. You can see the kind of heavily glopped on paint for that. Same thing down here at the front of the ankle guards. Also, those are stickers, but go ahead and paint that. Trying to remember, yes, inside here as well needed to be painted. You can do that pre-assembly, so it cleans up really nice and easy. The little side thrusters right in there, or vents, or whatever they are, also got painted. Once again, on pre-assembly, so you can paint the one side and then assemble the 2 thingies together. You do get an extra sticker back here on this fin. I don't know what the heck this technically is for. It doesn't really do anything. It's just back here. That gets paint or it's sticker because it was like a light tannish color. I didn't really have much of anything, although now I think about it, I did. But I was building this over at my mom's house, so I didn't have all of my supplies with me. Now these little parts right here on top of the what are these things called? Buster binders. Sounds like a character out of the Mega Man or something. These also would get stickers. Hit that with some paint. You can see I got a little bit of seepage right there in the seam line. Not too big a deal. It can require a little bit of cleanup. The ankles down here probably could have... I did not get a chance to get in there and clean that up, so that's a little bit ugly. Apologies on that, guys. I mean, as gyms go, it's pretty much a gym. You're not going to get away from the basic kit that it is. And I think that comes down to what some of the weaknesses are for this guy, and they are in articulation and stuff like that. But one thing this guy doesn't really lack in is weapons and toys, essentially. So you do get the Buster binders right here on the side. You get 2 of them. They are exactly the same, so you don't even have to mirror them, but you got holes on both sides for mounting stuff. You get the little peg that swivels here. That's for mounting on the side skirt, or if you're going to attach any other thing to this. And by itself, I think technically speaking, this is supposed to be some kind of blade and or thruster. Probably both. Knowing Gundam, it's probably a both situation. You've also got a trigger handle here, because this is in fact a cannon of sorts, so it goes pew pew, and you can see some really nasty nub scrapes right there. It's really hard. In fact, there is no nub. It's just not a very good way to clean that up. I can probably polish it up a little bit better. And this probably could use maybe a green sticker if I had to guess. So you got 2 of these guys, 1 on each hand. He can hold this, technically speaking, in this lovely little hand he has right here. And this being the different type of hands, you got to pull it apart this way, and he can hold it kind of like a leaf blower in this aspect right here. Piece the hand back together, hopefully. These are probably some of my least favorite HG hands. I kind of like some of the newer ones where it's just the back, because these... Yeah, that hand just shattered on camera. So, this hand is not going to hold anything anymore until I fix it. So, I was already kind of not digging this kit, and then that happened, making it even less fun for me. So, yeah. So, while I said he can hold that and he can shoot it like that, I'm just going to skip the rest of the weapon holding parts of this particular hand until I can fix it. But, once again, I'll just go ahead and break that right off. See, this is the problem with building the hand this way. The way you have to pry it off and put it back on will lead to, I don't know, snapping in the easiest possible place. I guarantee you almost nobody else is going to have that problem, but because it's me, it happened. So, I'm just going to put that in his really incredibly loose wrist hole. Just for moving this guy around and posing it and playing with it, the wrists are incredibly loose. Could be down to how the polycaps are mounted inside the actual arms. I don't know. All I know is I have that problem. Now, he does come with these guys. Large missile launchers or something like that. These are completely pointless, and I don't know if they're supposed to be part of the Gem 3 or the regular, or the Beammaster, I should say. And they mount to the legs, down here. And by mount, I mean they just sort of sit there, because this is an incredibly loose fit, especially this side. I mean, it takes no effort to knock that loose. And like I said, I don't think we ever actually see him use these yet. And you're pretty much going to leave them vertical like that, because this little nub part right there will actually keep those kind of stabilized. Probably not going to keep them on there in the long run. But for now, they're going to stay there. Now you do get beam sabers as well. No kind of storage for these, because these things are actually supposed to go inside the knee armor right here. But there's no real good way to do that without carving out a very large hole right through the middle of your knee joint. So it is what it is. If you want to go ahead and do that, by all means, these little gray parts right here can totally come off along with the entire white part, so if you really want to open that up and make it to where you can store your beam sabers, hey, all the more power to you. I ain't gonna tell you no. And you do get the beam blades, which are a little bit stubby, but hey, not bad for what they are. You also get normal little beam weapon gun thing. Just a normal like gym rifle, more or less. And I did make a custom scope sticker for that, just like that. It is a little rough because it's like not the easiest time cutting that one out, but you can totally do that. Always hold on to your foil stickers, like these right here. Hold on, are from, let's see here, which one? Oh, this is from the H2 Magnum. Look at all this beautiful green you've got left over you can use. You can see, actually this one I hadn't used much of, but I definitely used a lot of the gym itself. And yeah, now well, you do get a hand that holds 4 triggers. Yay for that. Works fine on this. I think it actually pegs into the gun. I don't recall, to be totally honest, off the top of my head. But this one can plug in fairly easy and actually holds a lot stiffer because the weapon is significantly lighter. Yay for regular weaponry. Gotta love that. Now, of course, this guy has one big weapon, one big gimmick, and it is the changeling rifle, or changing rifle, however you want to call it. And it doesn't want to focus on it. There we go. No, you focus here. Alright, so, yeah, this thing is just what it is. Nice little custom weaponry. It gives you an excuse to buy a bunch of different stuff you don't necessarily need. Now, this is the one that comes with this, and the main gimmick is you pop it off like that, and you rotate it. And you can have a beam Gatling gun, or you can have a beam rifle. Yay for that. He can hold this in a standard hand, like so. You can just hold it. I guarantee you some stuff's going to fall off while I'm doing this. And he has a handle on both sides, so you can hold it in either of the normal holding hands. But the more important thing is, he has this really big peg right back here, because it plugs into the binder. Like you do. And once again, this rest is doing nothing to help us at all. So he can carry it, once again, much like a leaf blower. And if you really play with some of the joints, and even using this extra holding handle that sticks out the side, and knock off the large missile launcher off the other side, you can get him in. Okay, I'm just tossing these. They're honestly, those are the most annoying thing about this kit, other than the hand braking. They serve no purpose. They're just there. He doesn't use them, as far as I can tell. And in many images, he doesn't even have them on. So, it is what it is. I don't care. You guys can tell I'm frustrated with this review over the other ones. And if you play with, assuming that broken thumb doesn't really get away from me, you can get him in some decent, well, mostly this one pose. Now you can shift the arms around and really try to get a better pose. You're really not, honestly. In my opinion, and I'm sure TheKrowSama in his pose video probably showed off a little bit different, but he pretty much just holds it like this. If you want, I guess you can really mess with the, like mess with this guy over here. See, look at that, that wrist just came flying off. You can totally mess with this a little bit, and then that wrist comes off real easy. And plug it in like so. Maybe you can get a way to do that. I don't know. Like, it's showing him like wielding it just one-handed. He can technically hold it one-armed, but like if you had the ability to just peg it in and get it like an extended arm on it, I think it would be better. Because this is just crap. Like, he's gonna drop it. Let's just be honest here. All right, I'm done with the weapons and gimmicks. I'm over it. Now for articulation, I mean, he's about as articulate as he can be, but I think that the limitations that I've been bumping into so far are just based off of the Gym 3 original. And I don't know. I mean, there's better and newer design kits in this series, so this is really kind of annoying me. Now, he does have a ball joint mounted head. The neck is incredibly limited by the way it's assembled. You can rotate all the way around, but you're not going to get a very good turkey neck. It barely moves back and forth. He can look down that far. He can look up that far. The shoulders can rotate all the way around on ball joint, and you get the polycap, so you can get a little bit of a butterfly shrug going on right there. You can go up a little bit before it pops out. You can raise the arm itself along with the little shoulder armor right there. You can use even some of that bicep swivel and kind of not really get a high teacher. His hand wouldn't even get above his head, technically speaking. Now, the missile pods do remove. You can just slide them straight off the back like so. That would probably give you a little bit more maneuverability. Don't just peg in. I like that these are removable. One thing I don't like, and I'm sure a lot of other people have complained about in this aspect, is they should be mirrored, but they make them identical. So it's what it is. The torso doesn't do a whole lot. There's no ab crunch. There's just the ball joint in the middle. The armor, in fact, is limiting how much you can rotate it. It's getting hung up on the crotch. There you have to pick it up just a little bit. You can go all the way around. Front skirts have been cut and split so they can operate individually. The side skirts don't really go much of anywhere, if we're honest. Butt skirt is completely solid. You can kick forward if you kind of get it in there like so. You can go back about to there. You got thigh rotation, which is perfectly fine. And you can go to about, come on, there on the splits, and I do believe you get some hip shimmy. Could be wrong. Yep, you get some hip shimmy in the hips. The ball joint is a little messed up. Knees are single jointed. I believe it is only, I think it's a double joint, but it's a really strange double joint. Could just be, no, it's double jointed. It's just so thick. So the bottom joint is here and then the other one is there. So it's a double jointed knee that barely gets you over 90 degrees. That's pretty well pointless in my book. Ankles are totally serviceable. So you got normal ankle hinge here. You got ball joint on the foot. The ankle armor can move and it can tilt. The sandals can totally tilt. So the ankles are actually probably really, really decent. I never did point out the thrusters down here on the backs of the ankles, and actually I think those should be painted. Now, I just realized that there's a massive gap right there, and I don't know why. I'm assuming the polycap is probably not totally seated. I don't know. You do get thrusters back here on the backpack, and they don't really do much of anything. They're just there. The antenna thingy does move, as it should do. You can remove the backpack if you really want to, except this one is stuck all of a sudden. Like, one side's coming out and the other just stuck. Like, also that happens fairly often. As you guys can tell, I'm mildly displeased with this kit. So, it is what it is. And once again, the binder connector there totally can move on its own. Well, not on its own. You get what I'm trying to say. It can pivot, boys. It can pivot. Okay, so aside from a broken hand that really annoys me, I guess, honestly, it's not a terrible kit. I mean, the cost is nice and effective. And, I mean, you do get a lot of gimmicks. You do, in fact, get all the parts to do a normal Gym 3 for the most part. You even get spare head, you get shield, you get all kinds of fun stuff. So, I mean, like a lot of these, because of the base kit, you end up getting a lot more options if you really want them. But let's go ahead, just before we finish up, let's compare them to the previous kits that have come so far. Here he is with his partner in crime, or Hgbd, the 00 diver, which, in my mind, the scale seems a little off. I get that in two different universes, but to me, the 00 diver should be bigger than the Gym. And then we can bring in the champion suit back there. So there's our Build Divers line so far. And I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he does have a standard crotch hole, so you can use this kind of adapter and stuff for the stand. Like so. And, well, I mean, final thoughts wise, go ahead and get it, guys, if you're a completionist. I think it's probably the weakest in the line so far, and it's still got a couple more to go, doing the red beret next. I think that the weapon holding is pathetic. Honestly, these wrists are terrible. Maybe I need to double check and make sure those polycaps are facing the right way, because I know that can definitely affect it for sure. Honestly, it's the first time that one of these hands is broken on me, but I'm not surprised by it, to be totally honest. And I think that, well, while the gimmicks are cool and stuff like that, and yeah, you can buy the extra Changeling Rifle add-ons, which will give you more weapon selection, I think that it's a not great executed Gunpla in comparison to the other ones so far. I mean, I have a feeling they're all going to have their own little quirks, their own little intricacies, and things that are just dumb. And I think that the weakness in this one comes from its base kit. I think the Gym 3 is probably just a weaker kit to start from, and the kind of underslung effect there is kind of annoying. I wish you had a better way to grip it. I'd get the T handlebars you can use. I feel like this right here, the actual holder for it, should be longer to like really allow you to stretch the gun out but still keep it attached to the hip. And you can see right there the ball joint is just flat out not staying in the polycap. Like the polycap is moving around, it just doesn't even bother. It's just not worth it. So yeah, I think this one definitely is the lowest of the low in my opinion on this case. But guys, let me know what you think down below if you've built it, or if you dig it. In the series, it's perfectly serviceable, and it's definitely powerful and useful. But I think as an actual kit, it's not great. So, guys, if you like this review, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here. We're over 2,500 subscribers now, guys. That's really, really awesome. I want to keep going. I want to get to that. I want to get to that goal of 5,000 by the end of the year. I think we'll be able to do it because we keep growing every single day. Of course, if you want to help out a little bit and maybe see some stuff otherwise that normal people don't get to see, go ahead and hit up the Patreon right here on the screen and become a patroneer today, just like John, Andy, Steve, Kolby, and TheKrowSama. And I got a lofty goal of a couple $100 a month to help offset the cost of all these great kits that I look at for you guys. And that would actually really, really help out around here. And, well, basically, can't always rely on YouTube for everything. But, of course, if you want to help out in other ways, but also get a cool shirt, they'll be right here on the screen. You can check out the link in the description down below. I'm working on a couple extra new designs coming up sometime soon. And, yeah. I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, to keep on building.